Imagine waiting nearly 9 months to bury a murdered loved one. A family enduring just that reached out to 2 Investigates. Tired of waiting, they wanted to share their story of murder, money, and a mother's broken heart. Channel 2's Jill Burke has the story.
That's exactly what's happened to one family from the Valley, and that's exactly why they're holding a local funeral home accountable for what they say is nothing short of ransoming the dead. Nearly 9 months after his murder, the family of Eddie Myers is faced with a different kind of wound.
Jensen's has told me twice that they want money up front, and he's still not buried.
Myers, an iron worker and father of 3 grown boys, died Christmas Eve, killed, prosecutors say, by his middle son, Mark Myers. The criminal investigation delayed settling the estate.
They knew there was a policy from the Ironworkers Union to pay for the funeral, but they were demanding cash payment.
I knew that that didn't sound right. Aside from it being morally wrong, it just sounded like it would also be legally wrong.
So Eddie's sister did some research. She found Alaska has a law that prohibits detaining a corpse for a debt, and discovered a code regulating a mortician's license, which states they cannot delay the return of a body for burial over money.
It is not acceptable for them to hold a body 6 months or 8 months without burying it, waiting for payment while they continue to rack up the bill.
And this, a quiet final resting spot for Eddie, is what the Myers say they've only ever wanted from the beginning. They even have a plot picked out, ready and waiting for him just as soon as that body gets released. When the family started looking closer at their bills, they found they'd been charged for services they didn't want, like cosmetology.
No makeup, no makeup. And we really stressed that one.
He had makeup caked so bad. It looked worse than any Tammy Faye Baker picture I've ever seen.
And for things the state should pay, like transporting the remains and restoration of the body after injury or autopsy.
I found out when I received the bill on April 5th that since January 18th, after our viewing, they started charging $200 a week storage fee for storing my son's body.
By August, and the approach of what would have been Myers' 52nd birthday, the bill had grown to more than $17,000. As it rose, so did the family's frustrations and their fears.
What about the policy you all know about that will pay this as soon as he's buried? You guys can get the money. Well, no, you guys have to pay cash. We want cash now.
Or what?
Or we're going to dispose of the body.
Scott Jansen, the funeral home's owner, told KTUU during a brief phone call that his staff would never say that, and that his staff had not made mistakes, and that it's the worst thing in the world if a family is not happy about anything we do. Citing the family's privacy, Jansen declined to do an interview. Meanwhile, Jansen's recently dropped the bill to a little more than $11,000 if it got paid within 2 weeks. But then Monday, after KTUU started asking questions, they dropped the bill to $3,500, and they'll release the body without payment up front. Just as they did in winter, in spring, in summer, the Myers family is looking for closure.
He's in a better place, but putting his body in the ground will be the final goodbye, and it will give us peace of mind. And the boys have to have that.
Only now they know it's close, with a funeral scheduled for Friday. A violent murder, a son's body trapped in limbo. The Myers say it was enough to almost have them give up, almost. But they've found new energy to keep fighting. They say they want answers and they want closure. In Palmer, Jill Burke, Channel 2 News.